Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach.
Let's beat a dead horse here. Right to work state, Alabama. My constituents at home want to know that, are you going to try to change our status as right to work?
I respect the fact that you are from a right-to-work state, and I respect the fact that you can continue to be a right-to-work state.
Thank you. Back when we had the PRO Act, I offered an amendment that would require authorization from employees in order for any kind of dues, fees, or assessments to be used towards a political campaign by the union bosses. It failed. Are you for that? Are you for, how would you handle that? Dues going to, from a union, paid in a political contribution from employees that are not asked, can we use your money?
So you're saying they pay their dues, it's used for a political contribution without their knowledge?
Right.
Yeah, well, again, that's not something that I think they should be aware of where their dues are going.
Yeah, okay. Just asking.
Yeah.
You voted for the PRO Act. I was just asking.
I didn't, Senator, if I could correct the record, I did not vote for the PRO Act. I put my name on this. We did not have a vote on the PRO Act, so I just wanted to correct the record on that.
All right. We had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. My constituents want to know, you worked in Planned Parenthood years and years ago. You pro-life or pro-choice?
I am supportive of the president's agenda. I have a 100% pro-life voting record in Congress, and I will continue to support the America First agenda, which we know includes life.
Good answer. All right. Talk to me about legal immigration. In my state, we have the most engineers in the country, in the state of Alabama, because of NASA and defense contractors and all those things. We're running short on a lot of engineers, high-tech people that are well-trained in our country. For some reason, we're running short because big tech is growing. Where do you stand on legal immigration? Your thoughts?
Well, I'm supportive of legal immigration only. I mean, I don't see another way around it. But you're talking about, are you referring to the H-1 visa program?
Anything to do with high-tech, anything to do with engineers,
Yeah.
that, you know, eventually we're going to have to allow more people to come, but not to tear down the structure of young men and women having a chance to make a better living because they spent 4 or 5 years at a university and have to pay their bills.
No, I appreciate that so much that you brought this up. You know, certainly we never want to replace the American worker. We want to make sure that we're investing in the American worker and they have the skills needed for the high-tech industry as we see moving forward through a lot of our respective states. On the visitor's visa, on the H-1B, there's been conversation about in the immediacy. I've heard that from many of the senators. It's about today. What happens today and tomorrow? I commit to you to working, again, with testing the market. That's the Department of Labor's remit, is to test the market and seeing where we need the guest worker program. Once we've exhausted all other programs and making sure that we're out there, then work with the Department of Homeland and certainly the Department of State on if we have to administer more. But that's going to be certainly, Congress will determine it, and then I'll work with those interagencies as well. And I would love to work with your office on that specifically.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to put you under a gun on this question. You probably don't know a lot about it. A lot of people in this room know a lot about it. NIL, name, image, and likeness. Mm-hmm. It is a disaster. And we're going to have to do something in your tenure to help young men and women understand, the situation that we're in, because we're going to start losing Title IX. We got a young man that just signed an $8 million contract, and he's 20 years old. And it's out of control. So the next time you come, hopefully we can have a hearing on what we call name, image, and likeness. I'm all for kids making money, but it is workforce. It needs to be changed. It needs to be regulated to a point where, all men and women, young men and women can have a chance to make money. So just to bring that to light, but that will be under your purview in the very near future. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator.